Whether you like it or not, if you, like me, are a normal human being, you have to interact with someone on a day-to-day basis, right? And I'm pretty sure you don't talk to a friend the same way you talk to a teacher. You have different characters for each person you meet. And sometimes that innocent act of adjusting yourself to someone can snowball into an identity crisis. Identity crisis, it's the feeling that you're lost. You don't know your sense of self. You don't know who you are anymore. It's actually a pretty common phenomenon. Over 95% of teens reported to have some kind of identity crisis in their lives. The common symptoms are low self-esteem, feeling lost, being emotionally scattered, and feeling more anxious or depressed. And to understand this better, I'd like to break down the anatomy of an identity crisis with you. So this is a persona. This is the base of an identity crisis. Persona is a term coined by Carl Jung, a Swiss psychoanalyst and psychiatrist. It's essentially a mask you construct. It's coming from the tidbits of your life that you think is good enough to display to others. It's like a stage mask. It's not who you are, but it's a social compromise. You put it on for others. And it actually isn't a bad thing. You need it in life. You need it to fit in with other people, to live. But sometimes this can go over a line and fuse with your real self. That's when it becomes a problem. There's two stages to a persona. There's one, identification. It's not a bad thing. This is the good stage. You're in control of yourself. You know your true self. This is actually a pretty good stage. You know that when you're interacting with someone, it's not your true self. You know who you are. You have your sense of self. Then there's the next stage, disintegration. This is when your mask fuses with yourself. You have identity crisis. You don't know who you are. If the mask will eventually be shattered no matter what, and you're going to be so unstable. You will lose control. And imagine this girl for me. She thinks she's a great singer. Everyone's told her so. And she has based her identity on the fact that she is a good singer. And she entered into a competition thinking she's going to floor this thing. She's Beyonce. But she isn't. She's actually below average. And what's going to happen to her? Her sense of self is going to be shattered. Everything she's based her opinion on, her personality on, is shattered. I had an identity crisis like this a few years back myself. It wasn't anything big that triggered it. I just thought one day, looked down at my pencil case and thought, I don't even like purple. So the backstory here is, in my elementary school, there was this girl, and I really wanted her to like me. And she told me her favorite color was purple. And you know what 9-year-old Chaeran did? I said, me too, I like purple. What a coincidence. And that went on like this for the rest of my life, years and years. And I just realized I was an amalgamation of what other people wanted from me. And of course, like anyone, I panicked. I realized everything I've based myself on isn't true. All I wanted was a lie. And maybe some of you are suffering from the same thing. So I'd like to tell you, in my own way, how to reconstruct your persona, according to me. First of all, I want you to get rid of any external judgment you have. I want you to focus on yourself. And I know it's hard. People are social creatures. You need people to survive. That's why we grew up in tribes, and community was important to us. But just know, the people aren't thinking about you. They're too busy thinking about themselves to even notice you. Like how you remember each and every one of your own little mistakes, but you don't remember any of your friends' cringy mistakes that they did. And if they don't accept you for showing your true self, is it actually worth it to be with them? And next stage is whenever you're doing an activity that interests you, I want you to pause and think, am I doing this because I like it? Or am I doing this because other people are doing it? And if that answer is yes, I'm not doing it because of me. I want you to stop that activity. Life's too short to fill it with the things you hate. Why don't you do what you love instead of it? Did you know the people who frame the sentences like I have depression rather than I am depressed are more likely to recover? Acceptance is a crucial part of healing. You accept your weaknesses and your strength and create you. Accepting your weaknesses doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. And maybe if you ever walked in the wrong size of shoes, you know which life's better for you. Create yourself on the basis of you. Thank you.